First-time callers on today's broadcast, the toll-free number to join us is 800-259-9231. 800-259-9231, and we'll get you up and on the air. Again, here are some of the headlines, some of the top stories, and I'll get into the other stacks I haven't covered yet. Gun confiscation begins in New York. That's on Infowars.com. Door-to-door gun confiscation. Defense Secretary Hagel says ISIS imminent threat to every stabilized country on Earth. Pentagon currently deciding how to respond to the new Islamic State that they created. Doesn't mean they even run them. They armed them and set them loose. High-level NSA official. The NSA has become J. Edgar Hoover on super steroids, spying on everything. Blackmailing politicians, generals, judges, lawyers, and citizens. That's what it's now all about. You want to live in a third world country? You do officially. Shock reports, 70 million people would be starving in the streets without government welfare programs. That's, again, the false flag weapon, and they want even more. The fundamental numbers behind all the propaganda tell a starkly different story. I want to get to that and the new study that is out breaking that down. Washington's arrogance will destroy its empire. Washington reeks of the stench of evil. Paul Craig Roberts article. That's the father of Reaganomics, former head of the Treasury. Chinese purchases of U.S. real estate jumped 70% as the Bank of China facilitates money laundering. American citizens already have a hard enough time affording a home. UK members of Parliament horrified by the government overriding Magna Carta by raiding private bank accounts without due process. What happened in Cyprus is now beginning there. Germany blesses bail-in deposit confiscation plan for failing EU banks. We told you Cyprus was the test. It's now starting in Germany and England. Total mega-level red alert, zero hedge, up on Infowars.com. Video, crazed abortion advocate attacks peaceful pro-lifers. I didn't know they were going to come out with Lord of the Rings, Hobbit Part 3, the new Smog movie early, but they have. And this woman is directly out of that movie. The video, unedited, is on Infowars.com. Japan battered as tropical storm makes landfall. 3 dead as wreck typhoon hits the island. May affect Fukushima. That is just some of the news. And then this report out of broadcast cable. Journalists accuse White House of politically driven suppression of news. Point to Public Information Office controls of interviews. Access being controlled at a level never seen in modern history. Iraq tells UN terrorist group seize nuclear materials. But it's ISIS, so the UN says everything's okay. British politicians are in a secret deal to allow mass surveillance of the public. See, now that all the illegal spying's come out, they're doing secret laws to legalize it. That's what criminals do. To keep yourself, to keep you safe from ISIS, of course, that they publicly fund. California proposes $500 a day fine for overwatering lawns. Launch tattletale scams. The video's up on Infowars.com. Alex Jones asks, is Michelle Obama a man? And I'm actually just reporting on what Joan Rivers said and looking at the fact that she's built like a linebacker. And, you know, if she was an Olympic athlete, they would order a blood test. I mean, that's basically what I'm saying, and it's up on Infowars.com. So that's just some of the Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com articles. Let's move right along to some of the news we haven't gotten to yet. Breaking in just the last few minutes. Mexican train derails, stranding 1,300 migrants headed towards the U.S. The train is loaded in Guatemala, and normally the government allows no one in who's illegal, or you get 6 months to a year hard labor in prison. But they allow you to get on the train if you don't get off, and the Mexican military sells them meals and things on the way. This is mainstream news. They then arrive in McAllen on the border, or they arrive by the border in San Diego, and they are disgorged. This is one of dozens of trains, but it's known as the Beast. A cargo train used by Mexicans and Central Americans to travel towards the U.S. border. I mean, they actually have official trains to do this. Derailed in southern Mexican state of Oaxaca today, or last night. stranding about, I guess today is the day it happened, stranding about 1,300 migrants. Emergency services said many of the migrants aboard were young people, and nobody was injured when the train nicknamed the Beast came off the tracks. A spokesman for local emergency services said, since last October, more than 50,000, try about 500,000, unaccompanied minors. Oh, look. Reuters uses the White House term. The White House said you will use the term unaccompanied minors or children. And they did. You use what, and again, 2 + 2 = 5, and you didn't build your business, and you can keep your doctor even though you can't. You do what the Lord and Savior says. So I like it. Again, Jamie Foxx says he's Lord and Savior. Since last October, you would have thought Christ came back today with all the highways shut down in Austin, letting little people know what trash they are. Since last October, more than 50,000 unaccompanied minors, most from El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, have been caught illegally crossing. They've been advertised to come in. 99%, according to a leaked ICE memo, are made legal. And then they're shipped deeper into the U.S. in air-conditioned buses. And the word is, if you can just get up there on the cargo train, and there's so many, they load the inside areas that are open, the open boxcars, they load the top, and then they have to hang on to the sides to get in. Just so many piling on the trains so fast, tens of thousands a day. Dozens of trains a day arrive, 1,300 per train. I mean, look at some of those photos, just hundreds and thousands just piling in. Free welfare, voter ID, driver's license, Valhalla. And again, they're just giant, poor, desperate, ignorant masses that don't know any better. And I don't even blame them wanting to come here. A lot of them amputees, diabetes, you name it, they can't be taken care of. They're coming, they're coming, they're coming, they're coming. And this is just the beginning. But there's also gangs, MS-13, mules, narcotics traffickers, as the border completely collapses. I mean, this just makes my head spin how epic this is. Children say they're fleeing violence at home and hope they will be able to stay in the United States. Several days of heavy rain in southern Mexico may have caused the train to derail, authorities said. And AP and Reuters keep acting like no one knows why they're illegal or why they're showing up. Well, Obama gives them weekly awards and says, come on up. And Biden says, come on up. And 99%, it was 80%, weren't being deported a few months ago. 99%, 99%, 99, 99, 99, 99. Don't they have a song called 99 from the 60s? And it just goes on and on. I know they have a Misfits song that goes, we all want 38. We all want 38. We all want 38. 8, 8, 8. The point is that there's 700+ million people down there. The population's doubling every 23 years on average. And it is the conquering. And the joke is, it's true. You can say Europeans conquered things and built a lot of stuff, also engaged in atrocities. The natives engaged in those as well. I'm not excusing any of it. It's just human activity. And now we're this civilized, trendy culture that are taught, you know, how to wear unmatching socks and have big beards and be trendy all day and just 2 + 2 = 5. And then now the Democrats are being paid to bring them into their houses. It's a total racket, a total implosion. And you've got, by the way, I haven't even covered this yet. If you look it up, George Soros is behind the same Open Borders Society that overthrew Ukraine, is behind this. And I need to get our writers, if you just search George Soros behind Immigrant Wave, he's publicly behind it as usual. You cannot get rid of him like cockroaches, or like the plague, or like death and taxes. George Soros, when he was 14, 15, 16, 17, aided the Nazis in Romania and other areas, rounding up fellow Jews, and gave a 60 Minutes interview proud of it, so he gets ADL awards. My grandfathers that fought the Nazis have been dead for a long time. One of them for 10 years, one of them for more than 20. They're dead in the ground, and George Soros Evergreen has $10 billion plus, is tax exempt, and is just overthrowing, funding al-Qaeda groups, Arab Springs, Nazis overthrowing Ukraine, giant immigrant implosions, abortuaries, and he wants weed everywhere and legalized so everybody's stoned out of their gourd. And again, I'm against the drug war, but he's for legalization for the wrong reason. And by the way, I've figured it out. It's not legalization. They make you waive your rights for medical marijuana and go into the social services, and it's even worse than it being illegal. I mean, they just want a cut of it. Soros admits responsibility for the coup and mass murder in Ukraine. Go read the article. He's proud of it. And of course, this human tick, this demon, this disease, this walking vampire. There it is. Soros and failure. I said failure because I'm having Freudian slips. Soros and fellow billionaires for open borders lobby GOP on amnesty last year. But if you look at it, he is behind it all. And Robert Rodriguez and their new race cult TV station. And he's getting money from Obama under the table on that, the word is. So that's, I mean, this is it. We are being conquered, period, by absolute total criminal activity. Look at this headline. Obama, no interest in border photo op. All he runs around getting money from rich Democrat billionaires that all have government contracts. Democratic rep says White House called me speaking out against the president, saying he should be down on the border. Pro-amnesty socialists flood Marietta City Hall. Amnesty activists hold signs stating, open the borders, Freedom Socialist Party, and immigrants welcome here. Our reporters got video of this. And ladies and gentlemen, they admit, no, we're going to flood the country and turn it socialist, Cloward and Piven. So you're for Cloward and Piven. Yes, we are. Yes, we're taking over. You'll be in a FEMA camp soon enough. Rule, power, rise, rise of the scum, rise of people that don't work, ruling everything.
Hi, I'm Dr. Edward Group. Today I'd like to talk about the war on women. You've experienced and heard about the benefits of super male vitality. Now, the new formula has arrived. Introducing the new Super Female Vitality. I have specifically designed this formula to help the body naturally regulate itself without the use of artificial hormones. Key ingredients chosen from the highest quality sources. Each of these ingredients works synergistically with the female body in order to maximize overall vitality. You've heard the reviews and the feedback on how the original Super Male Vitality has revitalized relationships. Now, both the man and the woman can have the revitalization in their own bodies with Super Male Vitality and Super Female Vitality. Secure your Super Female Vitality today from our limited stock at InfoWarsLife.com.
The West is also not having children. I don't care if it's Japan, Germany, or the United States. And the establishment has decided to tie the corporate globalism to giant immigrant movements in the third world that way outnumber what's left in the West as a way to politically totally dominate what's left of Western values. It's that simple. Quote, Hispanics are having children, whites and blacks aren't. So Hispanics have already basically inherited what's left of the West if they want it. But the globalists don't want that. But if you look at things from a racial perspective, the quote, Hispanics have won from the Robert Rodriguez race base. And so that's why they go with it, but they add turn your guns in, have abortions, world government, socialism, men are bad. Why would Hispanics want to embrace something like that? Well, because it's dumbed down politically like everybody else. And so it's kosher and acceptable to be racist if you're Hispanic. And it's sold by the Spanish-speaking media, so it's perfect that other Americans don't know what's going on. And the Democrats are going back to their Klan policy that they left in the 60s of trying to get whites to be racist and be racially based. Whites rejected it because of Christian movements mainly. This is real sociology you're hearing, the real history. And so the Democrats then went into race-based politics with minorities. And now they've gotten the minority level up to majority. They go, part of being a minority is you don't have a man in the house. Part of being a minority is you turn your guns in. Part of being a minority is you're on welfare. That's how you beat what? The whitey. How do you beat a whitey if you're black? Kill your baby. So white people go to an abortuary, say don't kill your black baby. People come out and say get out of here, racist, and attack them. If you want to stick a suction needle in the back of a baby's head and suck its brains out, you'll be given literal awards. You can go to Southern Poverty Law Center events, ADL events, Planned Parenthood events. They give each other awards at these things. Awards. So this is how it works. Totally dumbed down, race-based system, total takeover of society. A long segment's coming up, and when we come back, Eric, Mike, OZ, Joe, Derek, and many others, we're going to go to all of you. As you hear callers hang up, it's your chance to call in. But finishing up with these headlines, one of the dozens of trains that arrives every day derailed with 1,300 illegal aliens from South America, Central America, allowed to travel through Mexico to the U.S. Again, Obama has no interest in border photo ops. Pro-amnesty socialists. This is the big article on Infowars.com that needs to go viral. We have a video and photos. Pro-amnesty socialists flood Marietta City Hall. They only had one person there before. It was pro-open border. But now they've busted them in from L.A. And it says immediate legalization, unconditional legalization. Open the borders, socialism.com. And it has their phone number. Immigrants, welcome here. And then it just goes on. I mean, it's literal communists who just want to sit around on their fat butts all day and just wreck countries. And this is and these immigrants from Central America have been primed to be communist. And it's game over, folks. Game over, man. They cut the power. Game over. Can we pull that up, please, from Aliens? So whatever. You know, the people that know how to produce and work will always be fine. It's the middle class, the lower middle class, and the working class. You're screwed. And this is going to hurt nobody more than it's going to hurt Hispanic Americans, who are really the future of America. And the globalists know that, and they want you under the wings of the New World Order, under the black wings of death and abortion, and you're going to be just like the black community now. Petition. Let's put up unaccompanied illegals at the White House. It's time Obama and Democrats take ownership of the problem. Infowars.com, put that petition out. Please go to Infowars.com and sign it. Governor Rick Perry breaks promise not to shake Obama's hand during meeting. Yeah, Perry always says the right thing and then does the wrong thing. I wouldn't be surprised if him and Obama weren't going through the tunnel of love on those little paddle swans they have down on the lake down there. Birds of a feather fly together. They might have had Michael Obama there as well. I mean, continue. I'm sorry, I can't help it. That's just Obama's illegitimate son is Michael Obama from the Snapping Turtle. Obama, there is nothing happening at the border that I am not intimately aware of. Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen it. I need that clip coming back, guys. What an incredible clip. Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen. Houston black woman goes on epic rant about illegals. We have that video coming up. It's an awesome video. I want to play that after calls. Video, African Americans confront immigrant supporters. Amnesty disaster for black workers. It's a disaster for Hispanic workers as well, except when you get a Spanish-speaking assembly line or restaurant or meat packing, when you go, it's on record. I mean, it's taught in colleges now. It's been going on so long. Meat packing restaurants, you name it. If you don't speak Spanish, you can't work there. Well, who does that hit? It hits poor whites and poor blacks. And that's just the way it is, folks. So get used to it. And again, once America collapses, it's not going to help Central and South America that is in collapse right now. Now, I noticed this morning, and Kurt Nimmo has documented it now at Infowars.com. We put the petition up at about 2 o'clock yesterday at the end of the show to have the illegals, and of course it's a joke petition to point out what a fraud this is, to Democratic Party leaders' houses, the White House in D.C., have the Democratic Party with their billions of campaign contributions to pay for it. And we've had petitions that have gotten, again, 500,000 signatures to become national news that the White House has been forced to respond to. We've had a bunch of them. We hadn't done one in a while. I get up this morning about 6:37. I go in. There's one signature, Alex Jones, when I set up the petition. Biggs did one kind of like it, but I wanted to expand on it, so I did one with Kurt yesterday, and he wrote an article about it. And I thought, man, I've never seen that happen before. I usually get sign-ups immediately. It wasn't until about an hour ago that they took the block off. So Alex Jones petition, languages on White House website, inoperable for more than 12 hours. That's a great headline, Kirby. You might just say, White House blocks illegal alien petition or something. Because, I mean, that's what they did. And see, they know they have algorithms. If they block something right when it goes up, right when it goes on Facebook and Twitter, then people give up and leave. So even if they game this, we have to prove it's totally gamed with the petitions. This is just where they act like they're listening to you. It has no effect anyways, except it publicly is a bully pulpit. Go to Infowars.com, go into the petition and sign it. Go into it and sign the petition that now has 496 signatures. Does anyone believe that? Does anyone believe that? So Infowars.com, help us test this out. Now, before I go to your calls, I want to mention a few of the other headlines that are on the homepage of PrisonPlanet.com and Infowars.com. Ted Cruz, Democrats vote to ban books, repeal First Amendment. That's what they're currently doing. We've got British politicians in secret deal to allow mass public surveillance. Yeah, that's just like they're putting microphones up in public everywhere. They've been doing it for a long time, but now they're just announcing it to the slaves. Do I get any apologies now that everything I said has come true? It didn't come true. It was already there. Don't people understand that? Again, a very important video I shot yesterday paralleling Obama to Nixon and the need for impeachment. Obama must fall. I put out my case that the Republicans need to be scared as well. The system needs to be put in check. Well, if we just let him be a big criminal, that'll make the Democrats unpopular. No, it won't. He'll ship 20 million illegal kids in who are 15 years old. They'll be voting with fake IDs. It's game over. Game over, man. That's what we're coming down to here. And again, I warned you about Obamacare and the giant screw job that it is. But people don't listen. They're like, shut up, crackerhead. You just don't want people getting some free health care, you racist, lazy cracker butt. I'm going to get me some free health care. And yeah, they just water down Medicare, Medicaid that was already there down to almost nothing. Do we have the clip of Obama where he said that he's intimately aware of everything going on the border? And that's actually true. He's the one that basically ordered the whole thing open. Let's go to that clip.
You know, Jay Johnson has now visited, at my direction, the border 5 times. He's going for his 6th this week.
To help order the standout. He
then comes back and reports to me extensively on everything that's taking place. So there's nothing that is taking place down there that I am not intimately aware of and briefed on.
By the way, stop right there.
This isn't...
When he goes places, he changes his accent slightly, and that's NLP type weird mumbo jumbo. I don't think it's even real at that point. That's like Hillary when she goes to Kentucky goes, how y'all doing down there? Good to see you today. And then when she, literally, we can play the clip. Then when she goes to New York, she's like, how you doing down here? It's good to see you. I talk like Bugs Bunny meets the Mafia. We're doing real well. Hey, Luigi over here. What's going on, eh? I mean, that's how fake it all is. He might be an android. In fact, I think he probably is actually a robot, and his wife is actually the merman from He-Man. I think it's official. I'm being sarcastic, ladies and gentlemen. Even though she didn't have to put on a Halloween costume, she is the merman. I wonder if she wears 6X underwear. 43,000 pairs of 6X underwear. That's how many illegals are going to ship in. They think they're going to have tens of thousands of people you have to special order underwear for. It's probably why the train derailed. They put too many. I'm sorry. Folks, here's the deal. Latin America is collapsing, and I'm just laughing because all you idiot yuppies who can't get a job with all your fake, garbage $300,000, $200,000 degrees that have been a fraud for 20 years, all you were taught in college was how to be brainwashed and be a liberal, trendy, mindless fascist who goes around henpecking everyone. You're a joke. You're a fraud. You're a failure. You're an idiot. And only admitting that can turn this around. And we don't have long, dumb butt. Okay? I'm talking to all of you out there that think you've arrived because you're part of a surly, peer pressure gang mentality of snot-nosed behavior. You people are jokes. You've been promised you'll be the head of the new political class. You're going to be nothing. Anyways, I'm going to go back to your calls here, and just as I've never have gone to the calls. We're going to go to your calls here in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to be depressed about this. Okay, I tried to put the fire out as Rome burned, but if everybody wants to dance around and have fun, then more power to you. But when this sucker goes belly up and you got 101 million people that are on welfare, 70+ million that would starve to death in a matter of weeks without it.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Game over. It is serious game over. Can we just loop that for everybody? Just loop it, please. See, it's game over. We can't even play game over here now, ladies and gentlemen.
You have to set up the loop.
I don't even care if it's a loop. Just hit it over and over again. I need to hear game over, game over, game over. In fact, that could be the new American flag. Game over. And just everyone's an idiot but thinks they're a winner.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Exactly.
Game over, man. It's game over.
I love it. All you fake government people think you're invincible. You're nothing but a bunch of delusional narcissists imagining what big, powerful winners you are when you're incredible failures. And you know deep down you're cowardly scum. And everything you've got's going to be sucked out of you by the criminal operation. So you cower in fear to it. Alex Jones here for Infowars.com. We're going to be intensifying our efforts to awaken free humanity to the scourge of the globalist in the month of July. And starting this July 4th, we are going to slash prices in a celebration of true Americana, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, and the Declaration of Independence on all of the Made in America products that you will find at madein1776.com or InfoWarsStore.com. We're talking about Made in America belt buckles in brass and nickeled brass that state it loud and proud. Molon Labe. That's why we have the best-selling Made in America men's and women's Molon Labe Infowars.com shirts. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a win-win. You vote with your dollars. You support the most hardcore organization out there for promoting true ideas of libertarianism, constitutionalism, basic human empowerment. But more importantly, you get T-shirts and belt buckles so you can meet like-minded people. So you have a conversation starter with friends and family and coworkers. We are reaching out to each other. And you also throw it in the face of the anti-gunners and the rest of the parasites out there that you're a free man and woman, and that you're not going to be a slave, that you're not going to be intimidated to shut up by their tyranny that they call political correctness. That's why in the month of July, we have got giant specials on everything at madein1776.com. But to expand the InfoWar, we're offering the biggest special in the history, 13 years of PrisonPlanet.tv, our multimedia platform. We're offering the equivalent of more than 5 months free right now when you get a membership at PrisonPlanet.tv, and you get 11 memberships that can be used with the same username and passcode so you can share it with friends and family. Now is the time to fund the war bonds. Now is the time to fund the InfoWar. Now is the time to get aggressive. Now is the time to double down. Now is the time to realize you are the people that made the InfoWar so successful and one of the leading lights worldwide against tyranny. You don't stand behind us, you stand right beside us, and I salute all of you on this July 4th, 2014, and going forward in the month of July and onward. This is about freedom worldwide, and that desire for human dignity and self-determination that beats in the human breast. We are brothers and sisters together in the true spirit of liberty and the animating contest of liberty. And so I quote in closing the great Thomas Jefferson, that I have sworn on the altar of God resistance against every form of tyranny. And never forget, if you are watching or listening to this transmission, you are the resistance.